Good morning, my fellow Michiganders. Good morning, my fellow Americans. So I just want to follow up on this beautiful Saturday morning with some of the things that have transpired over the past couple days. All right. So we've always talked to all of you that we are going to be very transparent and always do the two rules: always tell the truth and always do what's right. And so we wanted to get on here, and Ron did a phenomenal job on his live this morning at 10 o'clock this morning on with the petition of what's going on and the unbelievable job that all of you have been doing with circulating this. To get over 90% confirmed signatures on that first wave when they were expecting and be satisfied with 70% is a direct reflection of you in our momentum and what we are doing as we the people. And so I just wanted to get on here and clap to every single one of you out there that has been circulating this petition. You've been busting your fannies, and I'm going to let you know right now, we're going to win this fight. And you can tell, and that's my job with this narrative. I've always told you from the very beginning that this governor has a political agenda. She does. We're starting to see it. It just came out last night that she's been meeting with President or Vice President, the old Vice President Joe Biden, for her possible ticket of being the vice president. And so that just kind of lets you know on why she continues to bring down her tyrannical hammer, because the radical far left's playbook is to continue to lock down, to destroy our economy, and so they can get President Trump out of office. It's just that's what it's been. And so what we found out yesterday was also is there was an email being circulated by the UAW, and basically I'm going to read it and I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to do what I do best: is I'm going to destroy the narrative with it, and we're going to get through this thing together. And so I want to let you know that I come from a union town where a lot of my friends and their families would drive an hour to work and an hour back every single day, sometimes 6 to 7 days a week. They're the most hardworking, self-reliant, proud people. And to read this email that has been sent out to all the union workers that were anti-union, what a smack in the face to me, to our movement, and to every union worker out there, because we appreciate and support every single one of you. And so as we go through this, and as I be transparent, and as I go through this and tell the truth with some things, I'm going to have a call to action for all of our union members out there. So let's go through this. So the email states, and it's been circulating, so a lot of you probably already read it, and it started off to say, we want to make you aware of a dangerous new petition drive that has been launched that would strip Governor Gretchen Whitmer of her emergency powers and undermine her ability to keep us safe during the pandemic. Number one, 100% absolutely right. We are going to strip her of her ability to unilaterally govern this state, because she thinks that she can continue just to extend the emergency orders, which she did again, weird, to mid-September, and she'll continue to do it until the election is over, right? So yes, that is true. We are going to strip her of those powers, because no governor, and I said this from the very beginning, should ever have this much unilateral power to govern not only this state, but any state in this great nation. So undermine her ability to keep us safe during the pandemic. Well, there's a lot of states out there that have not brought down their tyrannical hammer, that are doing a whole heck of a lot better than us. And so time will tell if her leadership was the right way to approach this. The more data that comes out, it's starting to show that no, it's not, because other states are doing a whole heck of a lot better than the state of Michigan, not only with dealing with this crisis, but also not destroying their economy and people's jobs and people's lives, and taking away their constitutional rights, their sacred values, and their citizen rights and their freedoms. So time will tell. But right now it's looking like the lockdown and the forced lockdown and telling everybody to do all this over the age of 2 inside their homes. Sorry, folks, it's not going to pan out. So we need our union brothers and sisters to take action today by refusing to sign. And refusing to sign was in all block letters. The anti-union paid operatives gathering signatures will literally say anything to get you to sign. Okay. Anti-union, no, wrong, because guess what? There's a lot of union people that are in our movement. And guess what? There's a lot of union people actually circulating this petition because they believe, like us, the power should be from who? We the people, not a tyrannical governor. All right? And we'll literally say anything that gets you to sign. Well, our petition that we're doing, it has over 40 to 50,000 stand-up Michigan people who are not getting paid. I haven't seen a penny. I know anybody in my executive board has not seen a penny, and we will not see any pennies in the future because we are not doing this about the money. We're not doing this for fame. I want this to be all over just like all of you. And I can make that promise to you right now as I look in the camera. I will never receive a penny from this movement, or have I in the past. So why am I doing this? Well, it's because I believe in this piece of paper that was inked by our forefathers on how to govern this great nation. And I believe in those inalienable rights that were bestowed upon our Creator of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's why I'm doing it. And I know a lot of people in our movement, that's why we're doing it. We're not doing it for any other reason. But why is she doing this? Does she collect a paycheck? Yep. Has she met with Joe Biden to further her political career? Yep. So what is her agenda? Oh, we all see it, especially when we've been lied to ever since the beginning, because it was all about, let me go through this narrative of flattening the curve, which we did in the first 2 weeks. Well, we were all for, because we didn't know if this virus had the teeth that they promised it would. It was going to do tens of millions, and we were all willing to quarantine ourselves, to do what was right for this great state, to do what was right for this great country, and we did it. But then she refused to release the hospital data that would have proved to all of us that we did a great job, that we flattened the curve, that we didn't overwhelm the medical system. But she didn't talk about that anymore. She just went into her new narrative, cases and deaths, cases and deaths. And then when a lot of people weren't dying anymore, what'd she do next? Just talk about cases, cases, cases. Then they increased testing. So even though you were asymptomatic and you still might have tested positive, you were added to that list. And we just saw yesterday, I think the Ohio governor tested positive, went back and tested negative. So are the tests even accurate? I don't know. I'll let the medical professionals figure that out. But we're all, not anymore, but in the beginning, we all had the wool pulled over our eyes, didn't we? So now all they do is talk about cases, cases. And so what is her decision-making process to continue to bring down the tyrannical hammer against all of us when the data doesn't support the narrative? It doesn't. It truly doesn't. Just look at the data, right? So why is she doing it? And why is she meeting with Joe Biden? To further her political career, folks, to be potentially his running mate. And what are we trying to do at Stand Up Michigan? Well, we stand for something. We stand for that piece of paper. And we want to restore the checks and balances in this great state to allow the legislature and the governor to work together and allow we the people to have the power. We the people. Not the governor. When the people fear the government or the governor, there's tyranny. And there's been a lot of tyranny around here, but it's starting to switch. She's getting worried. Now the governor and the government fear the people, and that's where it should stay. That's called liberty. And I promise you from the very get-go that we're going to get our liberty back, and we will. So let me continue on with this nonsense. We've received reports that some operators are claiming this would help Governor Whitmer or help add union jobs. This is not accurate. So let me tell you, this is funny. So we're out there telling people, our volunteers, over 40,000 of them, as I am aware of, that we're out there telling people that this is going to help Governor Whitmer. That's further from the truth, and we all know that. We're not saying that. We say the exact opposite, that we're going to strip her of her unilateral power, of her tyrannical rule. That's what we've been telling, right? And this is going to add union jobs. I don't know. I haven't been out there with all the other paid circulator or the unpaid circulators, and there are paid circulators from Unlock. There are. That's how usually these petitions get done, folks. It's not from we the people, from 40,000 volunteers. It's usually from paid circulators going on. So they're out there, and that's their job, is to go out there and get signatures. And I'm like, I'm all for it. Why not? The more the signatures we can collect, I don't care if you're paid or volunteer, we're all in this together. We want to get it done as fast and as efficient as possible. And we are, with over a 91% signature verification right now. Very good signatures that we're getting in coming in. So I don't care how many paid circulators that Unlock have to get on there and get out there and do. And I don't care how many more volunteers we need. Let's get this done as fast and as efficient as possible. But to say that we're out there spreading rumors that this is going to add union jobs. I do know this. Let's just look at it logically. If we don't do this and we don't get this done, there are going to be more businesses, more family generational businesses, more people, businesses lost. Jobs will be lost because you can't continue to tell people not go to work, and you can't continue to run restaurants and bars at 25, 50, 75% capacity. You can't. These people go out of business. Lives are being ruined as we speak. That's why you're getting the passion today, because when I read this garbage, it just continues on the narrative, what I've been talking about all along. Welcome to the clown show, right? So yeah, I'm hoping once we repeal the 1945 law and we get everybody back to work as safe and as fast as possible, and we end this shutdown, then yeah, jobs are going to be added because people can go back to work. Cynically named Unlock Michigan, this partisan power grab is being bankrolled by the right-wing anti-union special interests like Betsy DeVos and huge wealthy corporations attacking Governor Whitmer. Unlock Michigan is attempting to avoid both disclosure of its special interest donors and a vote of the people. And the vote of the people, I haven't got any money from any of these people that they're claiming. My movement hasn't either. So to make those claims, I kind of laugh, but okay, let's go through it. Wealthy corporations attacking Governor Whitmer. Unlock Michigan is attempting to avoid both disclosure of its special interest donors and a vote of the people. Let's talk about the vote of the people. So we voted for Governor Whitmer to lead us on how we would hope she would lead us. And we have checks and balances in our government, the legislature, and they're supposed to work together. And that's the power of we the people. That's how the government was founded by our forefathers. So when we have a governor start saying, nope, the legislature not responsible enough, not mature enough to get us through this crisis. Only me. I am. Is that the vote of the people? Is that the vote of the people? No, it's not. So there goes that narrative. The we the people are doing what we're doing right now is to strip away her of those powers. If they gather enough signatures, this dangerous petition could be approved. Okay, I just want to talk about that because I'm so fired up because all of you have been busting your butts. If they gather enough signatures, no. When we gather the signatures, it's when, it's not if. Just like I told you about this virus, it's not if you get it, it's when. It's not if we get these signatures, it's when and how fast we can, right? When we're going to get the signatures, but we want 1 million to make a statement to all the elected officials that the power belongs to who? We the people. It could be approved unilaterally. That could, when it gets approved by the Republican politicians in Lansing, it will not be able to get vetoed. You're gosh darn right. It will not be able to get vetoed. That's why we said ever since the beginning, for us to get this done right now and not have to go on a ballot. That's what we've been preaching ever since the beginning. People, we want a solution right now. We want to take a bite out of the elephant, right? It's a small bite, but it's a start. And this repeal 1945 has been that, where we can get it to the legislature, get it voted, get it through, and it doesn't have to go on a ballot, so we don't have to wait. We can end the tyranny. End it. And we are. If you see petition gatherers, do not sign. Instead, record activities of any petition gatherers under the name and call or text 517-618-9687. Also encourage everyone you know not to sign this dangerous petition. So that sounds very Gestapo to me. That just do. It almost sounds very similar to the Gestapo that she's releasing on small businesses to make sure that they're doing this in their places of business. And if they're not, they are going to get fined or they're going to get their license away. Do you see the desperation that this woman is doing right now to bring down her tyrannical hammer just so she can get a sit down with Joe Biden and say, hey, Joe, man, Sleepy Joe, thanks for coming out of your basement. But holy cow, can I be your VP? And I'm willing to do anything and everything to do that. And I'm going to follow the radical far left playbook and destroy the state of Michigan to prove to you that I'm willing. That's why I hate politics, folks. That's why I despise this game. Because when you have elected officials who are willing to destroy Michiganders' lives, to destroy American lives, to destroy the American dream, our life, our liberty, our pursuit of happiness, to do those things for their own political agenda. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that people, how can they even sleep at night and do these things? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to. Governor Whitmer is doing everything she can to keep Michigan working families safe during the ongoing pandemic and get our economy moving again. Let's stand by our governor. The bottom line, decline to sign. That rhymed. That was cute at the end. So let's get apart this last little, or let's analyze this last little segment with my experience with leadership. Let's get our economy moving again, and let's stand by our governor. Whenever you have to make that type of statement, whenever you have to make that type of statement, stand by the governor, telling you, hey, we need to stand by her. That should be automatic. You shouldn't have to make that statement to force people to realize, like, hey, we need to stand with her now. We have to. Lives are at stake, as they said. Stand with her. You should never have to request that. You shouldn't. If you're a true leader and you are doing what you need to do, it should be automatic. That's the whole premise of why this movement started, was to stand up. Stand up Michigan. It's not stand up with Garrett Soldano. It's not stand up with Ron Armstrong. It's stand up we the people. It's stand up Michigan. I've never asked you once, hey, stand up beside me. Me, I need you to stand up beside me. No, it's stand up we the people. Stand up Michigan. See, when you have to request somebody to follow somebody else, that's not true leadership. That's a certain amount of tyranny in that. So I'm going to let you all know right now, to all my union workers out there, we support and appreciate every single one of you, and I support and appreciate all the union circuit leaders that are going on right now and getting this done. You guys are amazing. Bottom line, everybody that's been involved with this movement ever since the beginning has been simply amazing. And I'm going to give everybody advice. And this advice was given to me a long time ago when I was struggling with some decisions on what I needed to do on my life journey. And that was these words, simple words. Follow your heart. Follow your heart on who you want to stand beside. Follow your heart on what leader you want to lead you. Because I guarantee you this, watch her press conference. Watch it. And like many of us who gut through those things, you can see right through her. You can see what she's trying to do. You can see that she's playing the game, and she's playing the game with our lives for her own political agenda. And I want you to come in here and watch me and see what I have to lose. I have nothing to lose. I'm in it for the long haul for that piece of paper. I'm in it for the long haul for this country, for the state. And I'm not in it for money. I'm not in it for fame. And I want you to watch it. And I want you to make a decision by following your heart and who you want to follow this movement, because it's bigger than me. It's we the people, or a tyrannical governor who's unilaterally making decisions for her own political agenda. I'll let the results speak for itself. And that's one thing that I've done over the past several months. I've been transparent and truthful and try to always bring that to the table with up-to-date, accurate, and truthful information so I can empower all of you to make the best decision for you, but more importantly, your family. And I will continue to live by that. And I will continue to get on here and do just that. But everybody out there that's on the fence of wondering of what type of movement we are and why we're doing this, I hope this video today, and I hope the video that Ron just did, shows you what we're about as a movement of we the people. We will restore these checks and balances. And I don't care what they do. And I don't care the smear campaigns that they run and the paid advertising or whatever they want to do to smear this movement, to smear me, to smear Ron, or smear anybody else that's involved with this movement. I don't care. I have nothing to lose as I push this thing forward, as I lead from the front as we get this done, which I promise ever since the beginning, when I started Michiganders Against Excessive Quarantine, I'd always talked. The final objective was to repeal that 1945 law. And we're going to do it. And we are doing it. And it's because of all of you. Just like I told you in the past several videos that I've done, not 360,000 folks, we're going to get that. I want 1 million. I want to make a statement. And then we'll evolve this conversation, this movement into something different. It was funny, at our last Freedom Festival, great people. God bless every single one of you that made it. Our next one in Traverse City in a couple weeks on a Friday. Come up, bring your families, bring your American flags, come experience freedom, come make your pilgrimage to freedom. But a woman came up to me and she said, what would you do with $1 million? Somebody donated $1 million right now to your movement. What would you do? And I was taken back. I never even considered that. I never even thought about that. I said, $1 million? We would change the country. We would change the country. That's what this movement's about. It's about America. And it's about those words that were printed on that piece of paper or written on that piece of paper by our forefathers. And it's about those beautiful words of the Declaration of Independence, of inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which has been bestowed upon us by our Creator. That's what it's about. That's what gets me up every single day. I know, gosh darn well, that's what gets Ron up. And every time Ron sings, it brings chills throughout my entire body, throughout my spine, because you can feel his passion and his love for this country. And I know you all feel it too. So when you see this garbage coming out in the media, when you see this garbage getting circulated, just understand and know what you're a part of. And there's going to be more, folks. They're getting scared. And that's what happens when you're in a corner. It's a fist fight in a phone booth. It is. There's going to be more. They're going to try to do everything they can. And once we get these signatures, they're going to try to stall the verification process, I'm sure, with the Secretary of State. But we already have a plan on how we're going to combat that. So don't worry about that yet. But we're going to get the signatures to number one, and then we're going to deal with the Secretary of State at that time by we the people. We the people will continue to get this done. So go out there, continue to circulate. Man, oh man, we got this. And we'll continue to get it done. So God bless you. God bless the state of Michigan. God bless these United States. Have a phenomenal weekend, folks. Bye-bye. Yes, yes, yes.